Look, let's be honest, things around the world aren't exactly sunshine and puppies right now. We'll look at the hotspots, the key players, and the frankly horrifying consequences of what a global conflict would mean for all of us. All right, let's get down to brass tacks, or perhaps more accurately, brass bullets. First up, we've got the classic showdown, Russia versus NATO. Then there's the South China Sea situation, where China is playing a geopolitical game of risk with its neighbors. And let's not forget the eternally simmering tensions in the Middle East. Oh, and did I mention North Korea? Because nothing says global stability like a regime collecting nuclear weapons like their Pokemon cards.
So, if the unthinkable were to happen, who exactly would be playing? Well, strap in. On one side, we've got Team Blue NATO and its allies. On the other side, we've got Russia with its fondness for military parades and questionable election interference tactics. And then there's China, the economic powerhouse with a growing military and a penchant for territorial disputes. And let's not forget the wildcards, Iran, North Korea, and a whole host of non-state actors who could get caught in the crossfire.
Realm, where power grids go dark, financial systems crumble, and communication networks collapse. Okay, let's be brutally honest here. If World War III does happen, we're all pretty much screwed. The ramifications would be felt in every corner of the globe, affecting every aspect of our lives. First off, say goodbye to the global economy. Financial markets would crash, businesses would close, and unemployment would skyrocket. Trade would grind to a halt, supply chains would shatter. Essential goods like food and medicine would become scarce, leading to widespread shortages and panic. And then there are the human costs. Millions would be displaced, becoming refugees overnight. The healthcare system would be overwhelmed, unable to cope with the sheer number of casualties. We're talking about casualties on a scale that's almost impossible to comprehend. Entire cities could be wiped out, leaving behind nothing but ruins and memories. But hey, at least we'd probably stop worrying about climate change, right? The environmental impact of such a conflict would be catastrophic, making our current issues seem trivial in comparison. Because if nuclear weapons get involved, we're talking about a nuclear winter. The immediate devastation would be followed by long-term environmental consequences. The sun would be blotted out by ash and smoke, temperatures would plummet, and crops would wither and die. The world as we know it would be unrecognizable, a grim reminder of the cost of war. So, at this point, you're probably thinking, well, that's just great. The world seems to be spiraling out of control, and it feels like there's nothing we can do about it. I guess I'll just go dig a bunker in my backyard and stock up on canned goods. Maybe that's the only way to survive the chaos that seems to be looming on the horizon. But hold on a second, because it's not all doom and gloom. There are reasons to be hopeful and actions we can take to steer away from disaster. The good news is that World War III isn't inevitable. We have the power to change the course of history if we act wisely and decisively. We need stronger international institutions, clearer lines of communication, and a commitment to working together, and a willingness to actually listen to each other. It's about understanding different perspectives and finding common ground. We need to invest in diplomacy, conflict resolution, and peace-building efforts. These are the tools that can help us navigate through conflicts without resorting to violence. And for God's sake, we need to get a handle on these goddamn nuclear weapons. The threat they pose is too great to ignore. Because in a world with thousands of nuclear warheads pointed at each other, the risk of catastrophe is ever present. It's not a question of if an accident will happen, but rather when. The stakes are too high for us to be complacent. We must act now with urgency and determination to prevent the unthinkable from becoming a reality.
So there you have it. We've explored the terrifying, depressing, and yet somehow still hopeful truth
about the possibility of World War III. The idea of another world war is a daunting one. It conjures images of devastation, loss, and unimaginable suffering. But amidst this bleak scenario, there is a glimmer of hope. World War III would be a catastrophe unlike anything humanity has ever seen. The scale of destruction would be unprecedented, leaving cities in ruins and communities shattered. It would fundamentally reshape our world, altering the course of history in ways we can scarcely imagine. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to happen. We have the power to prevent this nightmare from becoming a reality. The future is not predetermined. It is shaped by the choices we make today. Every decision, every action, no matter how small, contributes to the world we are building. We have the power to choose a different path, one that leads to peace and prosperity. Imagine a world where war is not an option but a distant memory, a world where conflicts are resolved through dialogue and cooperation, where communities thrive and people live in harmony. This is not a utopian dream, it is a possibility within our reach, but it requires collective effort and a commitment to change. If you found this video informative, please like, share and subscribe to Global Information for more updates on world affairs. Your engagement helps us spread awareness and inspire action. Together, we can make a difference. Let's stay informed and work for a better future. The choice is ours.